Looking to pass down some of your hard-earned wealth? Just beginning to invest and looking to provide the best life possible for you and your family, but don't know where to start? Perhaps you're looking to create a roadmap to your retirement. Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to A Life Well Planned, the Raymond James Limited podcast that follows a typical Canadian family just like yours as they plan out a smart and savvy financial path to a prosperous future. Megan and Josh first began meeting with their Raymond James financial advisor, Andy, all the way back in 2000. Since then, the couple has taken a once-in-a-lifetime inheritance from Megan's grandmother and started a family, built a business, and planned ahead for a comfortable retirement. Andy has grown from an investment advisor to portfolio manager, trusted with the discretionary money management for his clients. The last time we checked in with Megan and Josh, they were celebrating their daughter Charlotte's acceptance into UCLA with a scholarship for basketball. Their bustling family-owned business, Rose Coffee Company, named after Megan's grandmother, has grown from one shop in a quiet neighborhood into a name brand coffee, with stores all over Canada and their own bean roasting operation that is expanding distribution by the day. Today, we take a jump into the future, all the way to the year 2033. As they've seen the rewards of their financial planning start to pay off, the family now is looking for ways to give back.
Global leaders gathered today in Oslo to discuss the rapidly escalating climate crisis.
Vancouver announced a new immigration policy today to ease the path of those escaping warmer climates.
Financial markets are recovering from the collapse of a chain of mid-sized banks.
Whoa, Rory, you might want to rethink med school and become a chef because this is delicious already.
Thank you.
Charlotte, did Sharif call you about Whole Foods?
Yep, it's looking good. We'll have those beans in there by the end of the year.
Perfect. You know, I'm so proud of you guys. I just keep thinking of Grandma Rose, whose parents came all the way
from Scotland, who started her own grocery store. We know the story.
You're getting mushy in your old age, Mom. You were never mushy.
Excuse me, old age? I have many, many years ahead. You're not getting that inheritance money yet. But seriously, I'm just proud is all.
I am too. I mean, it's all because of you, though. You and Dad.
How is your dad?
He's good.
Is he seeing anyone?
I know you want the hot gossip, but I really don't know. Are you seeing anyone?
Yeah, what about that guy, Doug?
Ugh, Doug. The go-kart king of British Columbia.
We really don't like Doug, if you can't tell.
You made that very clear. I didn't like Doug either, but sometimes it's just hard to find someone.
Tell me about it.
Oh, hey, I was thinking, remember that tree planting we did a few years ago?
Oh, yeah. That was so fun. How did we even get into that?
Andy and his family are members of the Tree Planter Foundation. That's what inspired us to set up our charity program for our employees. Andy helped us set that up. Great tax deduction.
I was thinking, what if we made our own foundation?
A foundation?
Yeah, a nonprofit. It could be a way to give back. It could be something like helping women start businesses. We could help them find loans and investors, give them advice, expand on the things you talked about in your TED Talk.
You know they've asked me to do another one.
See?
I have been thinking it's time to give back, though. Maybe I'll give Andy a call.
Hey, maybe you could date Andy. You do love a man who gives sound, reasonable advice.
Seems like you also love talking about Dad, though.
What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, seems like you might have a crush on him or something.
No.
Okay. You know, I might be able to set you up. I hear he's single.
And rich.
You know, I've also been meaning to talk to Andy about my will. There's still plenty of time to change it.
Not funny.
Megan, good to see you.
You too, Andy.
How's things?
Busy as always.
I'm sure. After that viral TED Talk, I showed everyone that. Got to brag about you even more.
Well, thank you, Andy.
So, what brings you in?
Well, I was talking with my kids, and I think we'd like to do something to give back. Something like starting a foundation to help women-led small businesses. I guess we're really starting to think about our legacy and what we want to leave behind.
Well, you'll certainly leave behind a booming business, but that's a great idea. And you know how I feel about charitable giving.
I know. That's why I thought you'd be the perfect person to ask. So, how would we go about doing that?
Well, let's figure out what your goals are.
Well, once I retire, I'd like to be able to keep doing charitable works even once the company is sold.
Great. I think the first steps are to set up a donor-advised fund. That's basically a way to donate to any charity of your choosing. You can set one up for your own personal philanthropy, or you can set one up for the company. Right. You're sitting with some unrealized capital gains in some of your non-registered portfolios. And because we have a comprehensive portfolio in the framework, we've got the U.S. accounts, the Canadian dollar accounts, and we hold respective country securities in each of those accounts. We could consider donating some of those unrealized gains to a donor-advised fund. You would get the tax receipt today and 5 years to carry it forward. So you'd have an opportunity to be able to stagger and reduce your income over time. Charitable giving has a lot of different rules, but one of the things it does consider is if by donating the stock into a donor-advised fund, I would still manage the money.
Well, that's a relief.
Yeah, you could then get your family or employees together and decide in a giving meeting on how you want to give the money away. I always tell people it's a great engagement tool for employees and even a greater engagement tool for families. The family is one of the strongest connectors for intergenerational wealth.
And gives us a chance to remember where we started and figure out where we're going.
Exactly.
Well, that's all great advice. I also wanted to talk to you about the will. You know, we're not getting any younger. What's the current state of our RRSP? I know we've planned ahead, but maybe we can plan a little further out, just to make sure the grandkids are secure.
You had me at early planning. Also, grandkids? Did I miss an announcement?
Oh, no, not yet. But we think Charlotte's going to marry her boyfriend, Dave.
Do we like Dave?
Dave's fine. No ambition between you and me.
Dave. She can do so much better.
I know.
Well, I know we've talked about the 3 stages of retirement.
Refresh my memory.
Well, there's the early retirement where you go and travel and you have a lot of exciting fun.
Very much looking forward to the exciting fun.
There's retirement where you're staying at home and you're really nurturing and enjoying your family. And then there's a late stage of retirement where you may have some kind of incapacity.
Not looking forward to that as much.
You've got a great investment portfolio for all 3 stages. We just need to do a little bit more management to make sure that everything's in place.
I did have that breast cancer scare back in 24. You never know what could happen. It was a good thing we were able to tap into that disability insurance and use that money to actually pay to have someone come in and help out.
That's right.
A lot to think about, as always, Andy. Oh, one more question. Kind of a big one, actually. In the next few years, we're going to need to decide if we want to sell the business or give it to the kids. Is there anything we should be thinking about in particular?
I was wondering if selling might be on the horizon.
Well, Charlotte has been working with us the past few years, and it would be great. We would love to keep it in the family, but I'm not sure if she wants it. And we don't want to push her. And Rory's going to be a doctor, so...
Well, the real estate you own and all those assets will certainly be in the holding company.
It was a good idea to keep that separate from the operating company.
Yep. Do you think you would want to sell them both companies?
I'm not sure. Charlotte did have some real estate experience when she was buying her home.
That was the home savings account when that started in, 2023?
Right. We helped her save $8,000 into that FHSA every year. That was really transformative. She was able to turn $40,000 into $60,000. Also, thank God you advised her to sign that cohabitation agreement with Jeremy.
It can be a little awkward, but always a good idea. So, from a transition perspective, you can sell the company to Charlotte and it would be a private sale. You could also take advantage of the Canadian small business tax credit. So, there's a little tax planning we can do.
You know, I've strangely started to enjoy that part.
You have no idea how happy that makes me to hear. We'd have to get the lawyers involved on how to best start that process. Generally speaking, most people take 1 or 2 years to prepare their business for sale. There's a lot of different strategies we can employ. You know, I have a business evaluator that I work with who can figure out the most favorable way to sell to the kids, if that's what ends up happening.
That's why we call you the mayor. Okay, we're going to have a serious conversation with the kids about this soon. God, maybe after that I can finally take a vacation.
Yeah, Denise and I took our first vacation without the kids in years.
Oh, was it amazing?
Incredible. So, can I ask how Josh feels about selling?
I think we're on the same page. It's been a while since we've spoken about it, or spoken in general. We mostly just see each other at board meetings.
Ugh, nothing like running into your ex at a board meeting.
Tell me about it.
I only ask this because it's relevant to my job.
Of course. Are you going to ask if we're planning on getting divorced?
I was.
I just don't know. A year or so ago, I would have said yes, but now... And obviously, I know financially it wouldn't be easy.
It would be complex for sure. I won't lie. You know, this part is probably none of my business.
Oh, Andy, it's been 33 years. You're a part of the family.
That makes me so happy to hear. I was just going to say that my wife and I were separated also, and eventually got back together.
Really? I would not have guessed.
Yeah, we realized we were each other's person.
That's so sweet.
Yep. So, who knows?
A lot to think about, as always, Andy. Thanks so much. I'm sure I'll be calling again soon. Hi, Josh. Is now a good time?
Meg? Yeah, sure. Hey.
You're not busy?
No, I'm not busy. I just got back from the warehouse. Wanted to make sure we were going to be able to follow through on Whole Foods.
How's it all going?
Insane as usual. Exciting, though.
Yes, it is.
So what's up?
Well, I wanted to talk to you about some things, mainly about selling. Do you think Big Time Coffee is still interested?
I think they've still got their feelers out. I guess it's time we need to talk to Charlotte about seriously taking it over. I'd much rather her take it than sell to those big-time creeps.
Me too. I just don't want to pressure her.
Yeah, I learned my lesson the hard way with Rory.
You just wanted the best for him.
Thanks. That's what my therapist says, too.
You're in therapy?
Yeah.
Well, took you long enough. Kidding. That's great, though. Well, would you like to maybe get dinner sometime and talk things over?
Yeah, I'd like to get dinner.
Great.
Great.
Join us next time for the final episode of A Life Well Planned. Will Charlotte want to take over the family business, or will they sell? Will Megan and Josh rekindle their romance? And will they have enough to retire comfortably while being able to pass on their wealth to their family and the community? Find out next time on A Life Well Planned, wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
This podcast is for informational purposes only. Statistics and factual data and other information are from sources Raymond James Limited believes to be reliable, but their accuracy cannot be guaranteed. Information is furnished on the basis and understanding that Raymond James Limited is under no liability whatsoever in respect thereof. It is provided as a general source of information and should not be construed as an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any product and should not be considered tax advice. Raymond James advisors are not tax advisors, and we recommend that clients seek independent advice from a professional advisor on tax-related matters. Securities-related products and services are offered through Raymond James Limited, member of the Canadian Investor Protection Fund. Insurance products and services are offered through Raymond James Financial Planning Limited and is not a member of Canadian Investor Protection Fund. Securities-related products and services are offered through Raymond James Limited. Insurance products and services are offered through Raymond James Financial Planning Limited. Certain services mentioned in this podcast, such as mortgages, are not offered by Raymond James Limited due to regulatory restrictions and are provided for information purposes only.
Another Everything Podcast production. Visit everythingpodcast.com, a division of Pattison Media. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.